Hello everyone, and welcome to this chess circle, José Capablanca. Today we start a new series called Coffee&Tactics. I like both, and this is a very, very nice coffee. Normally I record my videos in Spanish. On my job as a cardiologist here in Spain, I don't need to speak English at all. But I think recording some videos in English could be therefore a nice practice for me, because somehow my English is getting a bit rusty. So today we start this new series, and it's going to be about calculation, about solving puzzles. I like puzzles a lot, so I hope you enjoy solving puzzles with me in this series. And this week I'm working with this the Good Pack method, digital version of the famous book of quality chess in a Chessable platform. I am really enjoying it. I think it's a very interesting idea. You have a set of 1,000 chess puzzles, and you're supposed to solve them one time, then 2 times, 3 times, so on. And every time you solve the whole thing, you aim to solve it in less time than the previous one. And you're supposed to solve them 7 times, and in the last time you try to solve the whole 1,000 puzzles in just one day. But I think it's amazing. Actually, at this moment I am in the very first try, so it's the first time I am confronting these chess puzzles. I finished let's go to bros, I think, yeah. And I already finished the easy level set of puzzles, so now I am involved in the intermediate level, which is, I think it's divided in 3 sections. Okay, here we have the whole thing, and I am in the first part of the intermediate level, so let's go to learn next and start solving puzzles. Okay, so here we have the very first one we're going to solve. Oh, and I think we have a clear motive here, so-called Anastasia's checkmate with queen takes on rook h4. Okay, so knight e7, obviously queen takes e7 simply loses to queen takes e7, or even pawn takes. And now we have this beautiful checkmate figure, queen takes, king takes on rook h4, its mate. Because the knight is denying these 2 squares, taking them from the king, and beautiful checkmate pattern. You should know this one, the Anastasia's checkmate. Okay, let's go for the next one. Here we have 2 pieces against the rook, but somehow the king is a little too much exposed, so let's see. What can we do here? Rook e8 check. Obviously rook takes, queen takes mate, but there is king f7. If I go rook e8, there is king f7. So, and then my rook is somehow hanging on a1, so I can't take the rook on d8. Can I go queen c7 check? King takes, rook e1, I think leads to mate or something similar. But maybe even something like king g6. I mean, rook e8, king f7, queen c7, king g6. What about king g6? Not so sure. there is no easy way to save this rook. Okay, so let's try something completely different. What about queen c4 check, king h8, queen d5, maybe something like that. But queen c4, there is king f8. No, king f8. Oh yes, I think I got it. Okay, queen c4, king f8, queen c5 check, and the bishop is hanging. Maybe 96 yet, but rook a d1, pressuring here. I don't know, I doubt there is a defense. Maybe queen b6. Still queen c4 check, king f8. Maybe king f8, queen f4, pinning the bishop and then going for g4. But there's queen f6, queen c4, king f8, queen c4, king f8, queen f4, queen f6, stopping my g4 idea. So let's try to find something different.
King c4 check, king f8 only, because king h8, queen d5, and
that should be win. Rook takes rook mate, and if rook f8, queen takes f5, and queen takes a1, there is always queen takes rook check. So I think that's out of question. Queen d5, maybe queen f6, queen c4 check, king h8, queen d5, queen f6. And is that holding? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe that's holding the position. So what's the problem here? I think I'm missing something. Bishop on f5. It's empris, as the French like to say. So there should be something. I don't know. Rook e8, king f7. Rook e8, king f7. Rook takes d8. Queen takes a1. Game over. Rook e8. King f7. Queen c7. King g6. That's strong. That's really, really strong move. Now what? Now what? What about rook a d1? If rook takes d1, obviously queen e8 is mate. And I think this is annoying. Because the queen cannot defend the rook. Queen b6, queen takes b6. Queen f6, queen takes f6. So after rook a d1, he should go rook f8, I think. What else? And then I have queen d5 check, king h8, and queen takes f5. I think I found the right sequence. Yes. It was hard, I think. Maybe I'm not in my best day, but I think it was hard. We needed a lot of variations to be checked in this position before we go to, okay, rook e8 eventually wins a piece, but the variations are complicated after queen takes a2. Oh, but this is this is instead of queen d5. Okay, no problem. Never mind. I was thinking if there was any comments on rook e8, but they're not. Only rook d1. Yeah, but I'm happy with this move. But it was, I think, a lot of calculations were required here. Let me check with the engine if there was another way, but I think there was not. Yeah, rook d1. Yeah, and the other ones are not that strong. Yeah, rook e8. There is this king f7 and queen c7, king g6, or even rook d7. Yeah, I missed rook d7, but yeah, rook d7 is even better for black. But king g6 was also working, so I think I did a good job discarding this variation. Okay, so let's go for another one. That was hard for the first one. Okay. Well, nice cappuccino. I love cappuccino. It's my favorite coffee. Okay, so what can I do here? Now it's me who has two pieces against rook. But somehow I think I should try to do something concrete here with this bishop and some attack on g2. I don't know. Smells good. Okay, obviously the bank rank is weak, so I should be careful. But let's see. Okay, candidates. Attacking the queen. There is no check, so and the captures are not very interesting, I think. Queen takes c6 makes no sense. Queen takes, and so bishop e2 maybe. Bishop e6. Let me delete the arrows. Okay. Bishop e2. Queen e4. And the same goes for bishop e6. Not very present, I'm afraid. Maybe knight h3. Knight h3 with the idea of pawn takes knight, queen takes f3, bishop takes queen, bishop takes bishop mate. That's a nice idea. Knight h3, strong one. Obviously queen takes g4, knight f2 with a double attack on the queen and the knight, a fork, so-called fork. And knight f2 is very annoying, because then something like I don't know, knight somewhere and a discover check. This is always annoying. Everyone hates discovered checks. I mean, when being on the being checked part, on the being checked side. Yeah, I think knight h2 is very, very interesting. even I could be threatening something like queen f2 and the famous Greco's checkmate, queen takes queen g1, rook takes g1, and knight f2, a variation of Philidor's famous mate. So knight h3, yeah, I think I'm going to go for knight h3. This time I think it's clear. So knight h3, yeah, well, that was beautiful but easy. Well, it says alternative. Probably he checked with the bishop. But I think if given the opportunity, we always should check with the queen for artist purposes or artistic. Excuse my grammar. Check. Oh, here it is. Or with more flair. Yeah, definitely. With more flair, this queen sack should be played, of course, but beautiful one. Yeah, and these threads or this one, they're very, very, very strong. So yeah, knight h3, tremendous move. Okay, next one. Knight on g4, bit weak. The queen could be caught in its defensive action with knight f5, so probably bishop takes, king takes, knight f5, check, bishop takes g7, king takes g7, knight f5, check, and then recovering the piece with queen takes should be okay. This one looks easier. So I miss this one. Definitely not my best day, because this should be calculated before playing bishop takes c7, obviously. Well, I could take the knight and then go knight f5, because the knight is very strong here in Kasparov's favorite square f5. I like to call it Kasparov's office. But also something like queen d4 could be interesting. Queen d4, knight g4. Not so sure, because then the knight goes to e5. I am not sure here. Yeah, I think the knight on f5 is a tremendous piece. Simply king. Oh, that was a mistake. I wanted to, obviously knight h1 is no move. I wanted to just delete the arrows, but yeah, queen d4. Yeah, well, queen d4. I think I was going to take knight. Then I don't have to. Let me see if there is something like. The game is that continues with, yeah, king takes, check, king h8, queen d4, and f6, yeah, so also with clear advantage for white, so that's also good. But queen d4 also very strong, retaining bishop for the black, leaves black, okay, well, but what about knight g4? I think the knight could end on e5. Maybe we will need to exchange the bishop. But anyway, both are good. Obviously, this was a mouse leap, stupid one, but it's okay. We were on the right track, so that's no problem. Okay. G2, be careful, because for the time being the bishop is pinned, but its action is working, so queen G2 is a threat. So what can I do? I could take on c6 at some point. And then take on e3, but queen takes e3, king h1, queen takes d4. Not so clear. d5 idea. Don't know, it doesn't appeal to me. d5. Maybe d5, I don't know. Rook takes d5. Why not? Or what about rook e5? d5, rook e5. And f4 is met by rook e takes d5, pawn takes queen, rook takes queen, rook, no, that's not working for black. No, d5 somehow doesn't look correct to me. Rook takes pawn. What about rook takes d5? Simply. I don't know. Oh, maybe rook takes c6, pawn takes c6 and queen c1, pinning that rook and threatening queen takes c6 check. That could be nice. Yes, so rook takes c6, pawn takes, and queen c1 with a nasty pin. Rook g3 is met by queen takes c6 check, king b8, and then I simply take the rook with a much better position. And after rook takes d4 or something, just a pawn up. Rook e5, more or less the same. Yeah, I think I'm going for rook takes c6. Rook takes c6 and queen c1. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Check. Well, alternative, it says alternative, maybe he took first here on e3 and then on f7 or c6. Now rook takes f7, why not? Yeah, why not? And nice game by Mr. Akiba Rubinstein, a very, very strong player. He could very well have been a world champion. Okay, takes, check, king g2, knight f4, check. King f3 only move. Knight takes rook, king takes knight, rook check, rook d2, I don't know, I'm calculating rook takes on e2, rook takes on e2, rook b1, king g2, knight takes, king f3. Now, knight takes rook, king takes knight. I'm probably here not rook check, but rook b4 with a double attack on a4 and e4. I mean, at the end of the variation, we have a king on e2, a rook on b4, attacking both e4 and a4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 against 5, but he's losing 1. Maybe not so clear. Not so clear, this ending. Probably white could hold. So let me try to find something better. don't know. Probably knight takes, rook takes. Rook takes c2, rook takes c2, knight f4. Maybe this one. Rook e1 to stop the mate. Knight takes c5, pawn takes d5, king d7. And maybe here the pawns are weaker. Yeah, maybe here the pawns are weaker. Don't know. Yeah, I think the pawn on d5 is very weak. So we'll use the pawn on a4. But I don't know. Takes, check, takes. I think I did a bad count on the pawns because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns only after rook b4. I was still counting the pawn on f4. So maybe this is winning too. And now rook b1. Yeah, they should be winning too. Now check. Takes rook b4. It's just alternative. Maybe this one. And now rook b4. Well, taking now the pawn. Yeah, but rook b4 was also win. Yeah, nice combination by Emanuel Lasca. Okay. So coffee's over, so I think it's time to call it a day. Maybe this is going to be the last one. So what can I do here? This terrible bishop on b7 could be unleashed if I play knight takes c5, they take c5 and d4 at some point. So knight d5 is for sure a candidate move here. Knight takes c5. Let's say pawn takes c5, d4. Now he takes something. Queen takes d4, bishop takes d4. But yeah, I take on g2 and then I can take on h8, on h6. Excuse me. Yeah, and this is terrible. Yeah, I think this win. Now d4. And this rook is somehow defending the rook on h6 because of its spinning action on the pawn on g6, but once it disappears after rook takes g2, I'm also winning the rook on h6, so that's a nice one. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this very fast video in this Coffee and Tactics series, and if you did, please help us or support us liking this video, and I hope to see you here very soon in this chess circle, José Capablanca. So see you around.